I was in the Civil Air Patrol when I was a teenager. I enjoyed it, I liked flying.
Now, while I was a member of the Civil Air Patrol, how we got together sort of was I asked him to speak because he was a Black Hawk pilot with the National Guard. This is Take a Veteran to School. Okay. And what they do is they invite veterans in, and the veterans talk to the high school students. I think the veterans with the students, I think that makes a huge impact on these students.
I didn't really pay attention to the history class, but when you hear the people who went through it, they're pretty much a part of history. History is more exciting.
And this is Mr. Jim Worsham, and he has helped me so much because we have had him go out and speak to all sorts of groups because he was our teacher. But I have recruited people from my office. Sabrina has helped.
The more information you get and the more you learn about it, the more eager you are to help. And I don't even feel like it's really helping, it's preserving history.
The Veterans Oral History is part of a program from the Library of Congress to record the stories of veterans and combat veterans. This is history. It's the history, the personal history of that man and that family and his experiences and the way he perceives it now, all these years later. And it's a message from the present to the future. And it'll be there for a long time through the Library of Congress. And that's why this is important. It'll be very important to people who aren't even born yet. They can go back and see what their great-great-grandfather had to say about what he did in Vietnam or Korea or World War II or Desert Storm or Iraq, Afghanistan, Bosnia, wherever. And it's also a primary source of information for historians about what it was like for those people. And I think that's why this is kind of important.
What we do is we would have like a little reception area, and we get to know the veteran a little bit. And then we would ask him about 3 pages worth of questions, find out what conflict he was in and what was his highest rank. And we get a little bit of idea before we actually go in and interview them.
Well, this fellow, as an 18-year-old Marine, he was on the cover of Life magazine. He was in the Korean War. His position was overrun by the Chinese. And he told his story, fascinating story. He's since passed away. And that's one of the reasons why we need to get as many of these older veterans to tell their story now, while they still can.
And also this veteran, he was a World War II veteran, and we recorded his history, and 2 months later he had passed away.
Pam and Jim volunteer much of their time to help better their communities, and I'm honored to know them and that I can even be included in this because I nominated them.